If you thought pricing was soft in week 1, well, that's only because you haven't looked at week 2 yet. Hey, you're watching The Perfect Lineup, where Josh Engleman and myself, Dave Loughran, look to take down a tournament with the most beautiful lineup right here, where we build out the stacks first, and then Josh will take it to the single lineup sims and see if we can get something great. As always, if you guys are looking to win a free month of the NFL Sims Max package, all you got to do is leave a comment down below. Last week, it was any wide receiver under 6K. Who scores the most fantasy points on the slate? DK scoring, of course. This week, name a running back under 6K that you think will be the highest score on this Sunday main slate. And of course, remember, if you're the only one to guess this player, you're getting it. You're locked in. Otherwise, we spin the wheel if a bunch of people land on the same player and he ends up being the guy. So there's a little tournament strategy to this approach as well. But every week, we're giving out a free month of Sims Max. If you can be the smartest one in the room, let us know in the comments. And of course, if you appreciate this content, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps us a lot. Let's get into it. All right, so I already mentioned to you guys that pricing is soft this week, which is why I think it makes sense to get a little bit weird. It isn't to say that on a main slate you're going to see a lot of dupes, but you will see a lot of similar builds. And I do think the onslaught approach, like a triple stack, doesn't make a ton of sense in most instances, easy for me to say, because pricing is so soft, right? So you don't necessarily need those crazy correlation games from the cheap players on the same team when you've got a lot of really highly projected guys that are priced cheaper than they should be. However, because this is the perfect lineup and we like to have some fun around here, and because we're making 3 builds every single week, I want to try one. And I think there's really right now only one spot to do it, and that is with the San Francisco 49ers. You have no Brock Purdy, which means you've got a minimum salary, $4,000 Mac Jones. Now, look, I don't necessarily know how big of a downgrade Mac Jones is from Brock Purdy. Yes, you'd rather have Purdy out there. He's a better quarterback. But Mac Jones is not the worst thing you've ever seen. And he actually, despite all of the injuries in San Francisco, still has better weapons than he ever did in New England. So if you look at this and you say, all right, how cheap can we make a triple stack, a San Francisco onslaught here? It's really cheap. And it's going up against the New Orleans Saints defense that it could be outright terrible this year. Now, I think the Mac Jones stack, double stack, is probably going to be pretty popular, but I don't know how many people are going to want to get to the triple stack, which is why I think this is viable, if only for this team alone, even in single entry contests, because between Mac Jones, Christian McCaffrey, Jawan Jennings, assuming he plays, and also Ricky Pearsall, you have a triple stack with this team as a road favorite that gets you to $21,600. That's nothing. Add in a cheap defense to the mix, and now you have $6,500 remaining on average for your final 4 roster spots. That's a lot. You can load up everywhere else, and you already have McCaffrey and Pearsall and Jennings. These guys aren't bad. We're currently waiting on Jennings, though. We haven't projected in. Okay, so pay attention to his practice status leading up to Sunday. That's important here. But if nothing else, this gives you guys a decent idea of what you can make work on a slate like this. The only drawback, again, to the triple stack is that the pricing is so soft. But you're looking at McCaffrey here. He has a slate high rushing plus receiving prop of 118.5 yards. Do you realize how egregious? I don't care if he puts up 5 fantasy points this week, egregiously underpriced at 7,500. He's minus 180 to score a touchdown, and he has a receptions prop of 4.5 on the week. Whatever you do with the Niners as a whole, just know that the pricing on Christian McCaffrey is probably the most erroneous of anybody on this slate combined.
All right, folks, here we go. The first giveaway for the NFL season. 10 of you were able to get it right and nail the best wide receiver or running back under 6K. The 10 of you are on this screen right now, and I'm about to spin that wheel because one of you is going to win. All you have to do is email support@stokastic.com with a screenshot of this video when it says this. And that's for C Math Professor. If this is you, take this screenshot right now. Email support@stokastic.com. Claim your prize.
All right, now When I say I want to do things differently than we typically would, I love this build we have coming up. You guys let me know down below. The comments aren't just to win a free month. It's to let me know and let Josh know where you're going on this slate as well. So I like this Jacksonville and Cincy game quite a bit. I want to go Lawrence single, so skinny stack on Trevor Lawrence, plus a double run back on the Bengals. You're going to see a lot of double stacks with a single run back. You're going to see a lot of Joe Burrow doubles with a single or maybe even a full game stack. I don't know how many single stack Lawrence with a double Cincinnati run back you're going to see. So I want to go Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas. Okay, he's coming off a rough game. I am not concerned whatsoever that there was no need to even use him there. Plus Jamar Chase and Chase Brown on the other side. And I just think this is a way to play it a little bit differently. You know, you could look at Brian Thomas, quiet week, but do you really care? Do you really care about last week? We saw what he did as a rookie. Come on. There's a real good possibility for a bounce back, but also for a shootout here. I mean, you're talking about a 50-point total in some spots and a 3.5-point spread. All the makings of a potential back and forth affair. And we saw Cincinnati's defense once again. I mean, they are not good. I have to keep reminding myself that they even won that game because they should have lost on all fronts. Like they had a 7-yard second half on offense last week against Cleveland. All right. Embarrassingly bad. And the Jags are capable of bringing some pressure. All right. There's no doubt about that. But I still can't see Burrow just coming out here and laying another egg. All of these guys on offense. So, yeah, I want to plug Jamar Chase and Chase Brown in on the other side. Chase is the most dominant receiver in football. There's no way he's going to flatline again every single week just because that's what happened in week 1 when he was only targeted 5 times, okay? The biggest mistake you could make in the NFL is overreacting to an individual any given week, but mostly week 1. So I'm not saying the Jags defense is going to be as bad as last year, but I also don't think they're going to be great or let's say nowhere near as dominant as they were against a fully neutered Panthers offense. And Chase Brown got 100% of the running back rushing attempts last week. He's the clear bell cow here. Samaje Perine might get a target or two, but that's irrelevant. I'm not using Burrow in this lineup, and because of that, I love the running back wide receiver combo for the Bengals. All right, before we get to the third and final lineup, you guys are going to either love or absolutely hate this one. I didn't sim it. I didn't tell Josh until after this, so he's going to sim it. It may just be negative. I don't know. But before we do, if you want to get access to the single lineup sims, if you want to get access to the contest generator, the sims themselves, all of the data that had us take down 3 different millies last year with Stokastic avatars up top winning the tools, already a $200K winner in week 1 and a $59,000 showdown winner the other night on Thursday Night Football, we have an awesome offer. If you sign up with any of our sportsbook partners, okay, any of them that we have on the list with the link in the description, rather click it if you're on a computer, tap it if you're on your phone. Simply click claim offer on any of those. You can see it on the screen. Sign up, make your minimum deposit, typically $5 or $10. After you place your first bet, or if you're on a pick'em site, if you're in a non-legal betting state, after your first bet or your lineup settles, right? Just take a screenshot of that settled bet and take a screenshot of your welcome email and email us at support@stokastic.com. It's a very simple 4-step process. The moment you do, you are getting a free full month of Stokastic Core Sims, all tools that we have across everything for whatever sports you want. Just let us know. And the best part, if you decide to sign up on 4 sportsbooks, not only are you getting their match deposit bonuses and the bonus bets, and you may even win your bet and fully free roll it, but guess what? You can stack as many free months as you want. 4 books means 4 months of NFL. You don't have to pay for one single bit of NFL data or tools throughout the entire year. So use that link down there, follow the steps, and you're in. All right, our final lineup here. Yes, I have to do something with the Dolphins. I get it. Everyone is down on them. They had a closed-door meeting. Things looked bleak in Miami. But home field advantage in this Miami stadium, where we already know the sun can cause serious issues for the opponent, right? This is a known fact. Now, I don't know if it's going to be sunny or not, but besides the point. If you want to count them out as dead, fine. It's also possible that the Colts just have a very good defense, and Miami's not good too. That could be the case. What if they are just good this week? And what if New England isn't good, right? What if Christian Gonzalez is out for the Patriots again and their secondary struggles? There's ways this could work. So I'm not going to stack Miami. And again, you don't have to play these, but I need to find out for myself, right? Call me curious. I have to find out for myself. And I would be kicking myself and be so upset if Miami puts up big numbers this week and I ended up fading them off of 1 week, because I know everybody else is going to fade them this week as well. But they have a pretty solid 23-point total. They're still slight favorites at home. So here we go. We are going with no Tua, but a Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane lineup. And we're going to throw in a Cardinals double stack with Kyler, Marvin Harrison, and Trey McBride against the Carolina Panthers, and let Josh run the Sims and complete the rest of the lineup. It may feel ugly. It might even perform ugly, but I can't count out a spot where nobody wants to play a team, knowing that they have a concentrated offense and they've had a ton of firepower in the past.
Now that Laffy has set us up for greatness, we're ready for week 2. We're ready to use the single lineup simulator to build out our 3 lineups. This is going to be perfect for any sort of 3 max contest you're looking to do. This is the tool you want to use. If you want to get your hands dirty, this is where you want to be. So we're going to start it off with the first lineup. We've got Mac Jones in, McCaffrey, Jennings, Pearsall. We're running the Niners onslaught. That is what Laffy gave us for lineup number 1. Now I'm going to add no randomness for this one. I'm going to take the most optimal plays that fit into the rest of this lineup, and all I have to do is click complete this lineup to find out what we've got. And I can't complain about this setup. We get interaction for one specific game. We get Tony Pollard, we get Puka Nacua, so we have a mini stack from an additional game. We get McBride, we get Hollywood Brown, we get the Ravens defense. We spend every single dollar, but now we click run lineup simulation to evaluate the lineup. And it's an absolute monster. 140 sim ROI, 0.5% chance to win, 3.3% of the top 10 lineups, and a 40% cash rate. We're starting off great, but we've got 2 more lineups to build, and we stay right here to do it. I'll just back out of this 3 max lineup number 1, and we'll open up the empty for number 2, and I'll build it out with the second group that Laffy has given us. So now we're taking a look at Jacksonville and Cincinnati. We're grabbing Trevor Lawrence as our quarterback. We're getting Brian Thomas to anchor him, get our wide receiver stack, but we're also grabbing Chase Brown and Jamar Chase from the Bengals. This is a pretty heavy stack here, so the extra filler is going to be interesting. What I'm going to do is set randomness to 10%, and then I'm going to click complete this lineup. We want to wiggle around a little bit. We don't want to just take the automatic optimal stuff, because we do want to get some diversification across our 3 lineups. So now with a little bit of extra randomness, we fill out the rest of our lineup. We've got some pay downs at wideout, pay down at tight end. We do get McBride in at the flex. McCaffrey back for this one as well. That's going to be something we want to pay attention to when we get to the third lineup. I'm going to likely not want him, but at 7,500, he is an exceptional value this week. We still have to click run lineup simulation to find out how good does this one look. Is it the same powerful lineup we got from lineup number 1? No, it's not, but we're still at positive 49%, 0.2% chance to win, 36% cash rate. What this tool makes it easy for you to do is, maybe you see a piece here. Maybe you don't want Harold Fannin Jr. in at tight end today at 3,100. Well, you could take him out, find a different option. Maybe you take out McBride as well, take some of that salary, try to find a little bit of balance. You can handle all of that in this tool and then run the lineup simulation once again to get the updated data. But now we need to find out, what is our third and final lineup going to look like? Closing out our final lineups, this is a different one. Kyler Murray in, Harrison and McBride in. So a solid 2-man stack with Murray. And then we're grabbing a double stack from Miami. Different game, but we're grabbing Achane and we're getting Tyreek Hill, leaving us a running back, a wide receiver, 1 additional flex spot, and the illustrious defense. I'm going to keep it at 10% randomness. Click complete this lineup to find out what we have. No complaints for this one. Out of me, we get Tony Pollard in, we get Chris Olave in, we get Hollywood Brown in, and we grab the Saints defense in this situation in a lineup where we don't have any representation from the 49ers. Let's see how the data looks. Again, not as good as the first one we built, but we're still in the green and we're still ripe to make tweaks if we need to. 40% sim ROI, 30% cash rate. That builds us out our 3 lineups. We can use our entry manager right now and load those directly into DraftKings as long as we have the CSV. You could evaluate them on the screen right now. They're all right here. Click back in, edit, make some swaps, run the sims again if you want to. It's all right here for you. This is the easiest way you will do it for week 2 to build a perfect lineup.